Hi guys. So in today's video that I'm doing, I just really wanted to do like my labour and delivery videos before I introduce the kids. So so today's labour and delivery, I'm going to add a bit of the pregnancy in as well for Layla. So I've also got my notes here, sorry guys that I'm looking down. So my pregnancy was really good. Like I found out pretty early about 8 weeks pregnant. I was when I found out, and as soon as I found out that day, the morning sickness started all day, every day for the rest of my pregnancy. So it was pretty good apart from that. I got pretty big. I'll insert some pictures in of how big I got, and found out we were pregnant in about March, April, I think, and she was due the 23rd of December. So, she was due the 27th of December. So on the 21st of December, I was about 39 weeks, or 38.7 weeks. I woke up feeling a bit odd, but didn't think of anything of it. It was my first pregnancy, first labour, so I just thought, okay, this is a bit weird, maybe it's just me feeling sick. So I went off and did my normal day stuff. That day I was helping my mum out at my sister's school. I think we were doing something for Christmas, like some volunteer thing. And yeah, so we got home about 3-4ish in the afternoon, and I was hungry, like I always was. But I didn't know what to eat, so I think I made a sandwich, had a couple of bites of that, didn't want it, like I just felt ugh. And then cooked some salmon and rice, still did not want that. And so I thought I'll walk down to the fish and chip shop and got myself a hamburger. As I'm like walking back home in my pregnant self, this guy sort of says to me, I'll let you go through first. And I was like, oh yeah, just waddle past. I get like probably about 10 steps in front of me and my water breaks. Didn't know if it was my water or I just pissed myself. But hey, this video is also very TMI, so I'm sorry guys, but if you don't want to watch it, click out now. So yeah, I waddled past and yeah, my water breaks, and I got home and told mum. At the time I was still living with my mum and my 2 sisters. So yeah, that was interesting, and as soon as I sort of got home, I started feeling cramps, just like period cramps, nothing major, and I'm pretty sure they weren't regular at that point. So yeah, and then I told my partner, everybody, my partner and a couple of our mutual friends came over and just sat with me, and it really took my mind off it. But as soon as I went to bed, the contractions are sort of in and out, like wasn't anything bad. On the 22nd, the day went on, and I was still having little irregular contractions, and so it was all good. I told my midwife that these contractions were happening, and that my water had slowly broken, but it wasn't enough to sort of like, I changed my pants and everything, but it wasn't bad. Anyway, so we just continued on, and that night at about 8-9 o'clock I got a call saying, I think we might get you in for a bit of monitoring, because it's been over 24 hours and you can't go any more than 48 hours without with your waters breaking without like being induced, so they'll slowly induce you. But so yeah, I went off to the hospital and they sort of monitored me for a bit, nothing major, and they were picking up contractions, but they weren't bad. So they sent me home, and as soon as I got home, my like the bloody show that you have happened with some more fluid waters and that sort of stuff. So, but contractions are slowly picking up, but not bad. So I thought I'm gonna try and get some sleep, as it could be a long night. Also in my pregnancy, I wanted my labour to be natural as I can. I didn't want an epidural. So I hired a TENS machine, which is just like some like stickiness that you put on your back, and pretty sure it's like a button that you can like press for it, and it will help your contractions. So it's like a different type of pain relief. So yeah, the contractions overnight weren't that bad. I think early hours in the morning I put the TENS machine on because it was starting to get worse and I couldn't sleep through them. The TENS machine sort of did help, but not as much as I thought it would. So yeah, that was alright. And then they kept on getting worse and worse and worse, until I woke up in the morning. I think I woke up about 7ish in the morning, I think, and called the hospital saying my contractions are getting worse. At this point, I think they were pretty painful, more than like a period cramp, but not as bad as they would get. So I called the hospital and they sort of said, well, take some Panadol, have a shower, have something to eat, and we'll see how you go then. So that's alright. They were still pretty bad after that. So I called my partner, told him to come over so we can head off to the hospital together. Got my mum up, as my mum and my grandmother were going to be in the labour and delivery room with me. So we all went off to the hospital, and I think we got there about 10 a.m. By about 11 o'clock, my full waters had been broken by the midwife or doctor, don't know who did it, and that's when things really started kicking in. I did have a drip in my arm to like induce the labour a bit quicker, like my body just wasn't doing it as quick as everybody had hoped, so that was alright. And through my whole labour, like all I had was gas and air, but it was really like my partner at the time, or the partner now, was the only one that could bring me back to like life through having a contraction and just like keep me breathing through them. So yeah, and by 3:30 that's when I felt the urge to push. So I started pushing to realise that Layla had her hand up like this coming out, so there's an elbow here, you're not going to get any further. So they did have to cut me a little bit, and which did need stitches, and then by 3:43 I had her Laila Joy Nevea at it's £7.14, or and she was about 53.5 centimetres long. So yeah, and I'll insert some pictures of her now. And when even today I say that my labours are amazing. I love my labours. Pregnancies not so much. Obviously the labours hurt and they're intense and painful, but like at the end, like you just have that like rewarding of her being there with you. And she I did skin to skin straight away and just breastfed her, and it was just such an amazing thing. I stayed in hospital. I had her on the 23rd and stayed in until the 26th of December. So I spent Christmas in hospital. It wasn't that great. But yeah, it was such an amazing thing. Like, yeah. And even with my next child's birth, which I'll do soon, it was just even more incredible. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comment them below. Yeah. Alright, bye guys.